The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
And here's a question I received from somebody who is in India. Hello, Dr. Kenner. Recently I learned that my childhood friend, who is now 50 years old, a happily married father of 2, is a deeply closeted homosexual. Should I confront him, warn his wife, or leave it alone? I realize that in our country, India, being gay is a taboo, and was even more so when we were kids. My friend probably repressed his orientation or was not fully aware of it before marriage. From all accounts, my friend and his wife still have a great married life. They spend time together and they act romantically. Please advise. Regards, Arjun. So, Arjun, it's a funny situation because it's understandable that you're concerned about it, because I would be upset if I heard that someone was deceiving their wife, and then I have the question, am I certain? And what business is it of mine? It is his private life, your friends, and it is their marriage. It's their private life. So there are some possibilities here. What if you have the wrong information? I mean, that would be awful. Especially if you say it's very difficult in India to come out if you are gay. The second point is maybe his wife knows about it, knows the bind that he's in, and between the two of them, she accepts it. It may not be what you do, but she may be okay with it, and your bringing it to this big attention might feel very meddlesome to them. And maybe you have only partial information. Maybe you don't know the full context of the situation, even if it's partly accurate. So from my perspective, I would say...
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
So from my perspective, I would say it is their life together. And as you say, the consequences of being openly gay in India could be huge for him. Imagine your friend losing a job, or being shunned from his family, or being, I don't know what the consequences are. And if his wife were on his side, supportive of him and accepting of this, what damage could it do? A lot. So if it was your best buddy, you might just say, hey bud, I learned this, or I saw this, or I found this out, tell me more. If he's a more distant friend, it is definitely understandable that you would be alarmed that he may be deceiving his wife. I mean, that's the big thing that leaps out at me. And if you were in America, and he were very close to you. For example, let's say that I discovered that my brother-in-law was cheating on my sister, either with another woman or another man. I would want to tell my sister. There is no question about that, because I value her tremendously, and if I know the information is accurate, I want to protect her. And if she says, I already know about it, I'm okay with it, then I would shut my mouth, and it's their private life. If it's a more distant friend, it is not my business to meddle in their private lives. And it's very possible that I don't have, as I mentioned, the full context. It is their private life, and it may be painful to watch from the outside. I would, for my own choice in this situation is, it's really not my business, it's their business. And if I find out more information that he's infecting his wife with AIDS or something else, man, that's gonna change the situation. But at this point, if I don't have that data, I'm going to let them have their private life. Now, again, you might have a wider context than I have, and it may change your decision, and it may even have changed mine if I had that information. I'm only going on what you told me. So here's a very different question. This is from Mitch. It's, hi, Dr. Kenner. I was together with Patty for 7 years and then engaged to her. I cheated on her. She suffered, and I broke her heart. I cannot forgive myself. Since then, I can't be in a loving relationship. Every time I'm in a relationship, I feel like I have to pay back for what I did or sacrifice something. And it's even worse. I know that I can manipulate women, and I don't have any male friends. When something goes wrong, my strategy is to run away. It is the easiest thing for me to do. I'm going to come back to that. See if it's easy psychologically. I can't deal with or solve the problem. I can't settle down. I'm afraid of commitment. I can't say what I want, triple exclamation point. I'm living in the past. I can't accept it and move on. When I'm feeling down, I start drinking, and that cures everything. That's my second point. Is this the easiest thing to do? And does drinking cure everything? And then Mitch continues, I'm scared of big crowds of people, but I'm not scared of going by myself to the jungle and meeting people in Africa. I really want to accept myself and for people to accept me. Please help! Exclamation point. Help is in caps. So, Mitch, I don't think that the easy, in fact, it's not only that I don't think, running away from your problems is not the easiest way to cope. It is the hardest because you are destroying your character in the interim. It's the most tortured way to cope because you're pushing important information out of your awareness. You are evading. Running away adds another layer. You're swimming in earned guilt from the choices in your past. How do you properly deal with this? Well, first you need to understand yourself. You want to ask yourself questions such as, why do I manipulate? Why did I cheat? What thought processes do I have? And I highly recommend a book that I wrote with Dr. Ed Locke, The Selfish Path to Romance. You can get it at my website, drkenner.com. It's self-valuing. It's not the mean selfishness that people think of. It's truly, genuinely building self-esteem. And you could check out the part that's making yourself lovable. If you fundamentally feel down about yourself and it's based on facts, don't run away. It doesn't surprise me that you don't have close friends, male or female, because the closer they get to you, the more they know you, the more you're going to feel exposed. You have to keep people at arm's length, and this is a tortured existence. It isn't the easiest way. So you want to turn your life around. You first need to learn how to earn your self-esteem, how to make yourself lovable. You will be the first beneficiary, and you won't have to run your whole life, and you won't have to abuse alcohol. And that whole idea of dreaming of running to Africa, that's not gonna work, because even if you run away, you can't hide. You are still going to be aware of your past. So it's better to take the genuinely easier route. Get some professional help. You can go to the Academy of CT CognitiveTherapy.org and start valuing yourself. You're going to win.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by Dr. Ellen Kenner.
If you're prone to expressing anger during an argument, a more effective way to argue is to do so on paper. If you're prone to angry outbursts, try writing a note to your partner, being careful to limit your frustration to the current issue. Keep the note short, a paragraph or two. Here's what Aaron might write. I'm angry that you spent money on clothes when we need that money to pay for the rent. We agreed to keep to our budget. He could leave the note on the kitchen table. Jane may then respond on paper. I feel so bad that I ignored our budget. I bought the outfits on a whim. I'll return them tomorrow. Sometimes writing down your thoughts allows you time to express yourself assertively and helps break a pattern of face-to-face, heated, destructive arguments.
You can download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.